My favorite part is, but I'm not here to hand out gold stars for belated realizations.
Oh my, no, actually though, I'm trying to look up when ChatGPT was
Oh yeah, you should
released,
you should.
so we can see when their birthday is.
Exactly. When was it created? It's a Sag.
Hello, Sagittarius.
But it's November 30th.
So it's
it may have some Scorpio in that chart. Wait, actually, let's look up its chart right now. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is so fun. Because everyone was scared of ChatGPT, but it has so much power.
I know.
You know, and it's easy to use. Okay. Are we ready? Mm-hmm. ChatGPT's birth chart. There's no Scorpio.
Whoa. Whoa, that's a lot of mutable energy. The older I get, the more scared I actually feel like I am to have kids. Is that crazy? Like, I don't know if it's because I'm becoming more aware, but I do, like, have more fears about kids as I get older.
I don't think there is anything wrong with that. So there's two types of fears. When I'm young and I'm like thinking about like, you know, like, having kids right now, like I can barely take care of myself. But I feel like I've reached a point in adulthood where I'm like, okay, I don't want kids yet because I'm not done being selfish yet. And when and if I want to have kids, I want to be so emotionally available and present.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where that other fear comes from, of like knowing what it takes to be the best parent, or the type of parents that both of us would want to be.
Yeah.
Like where I was telling Maya, like, I want to be emotionally available. I want to, as early as like even a baby, like just feed them all these affirmations of you can do anything you want. Any feeling you have is valid. I'm always here for you. I'm never going to judge you. Mm-hmm. I'm going to try and guide you as much as I can, but I want you to feel safe around me, to share all your feelings with me, you know? Mm-hmm. And like, that's scary. Knowing that you're creating a human that at some point no longer needs you. Yeah. And is going to be out in the world doing their own thing. Yeah. And I feel like the older you get, the more you realize the power you have. And I don't think a lot of people that want to have kids or have kids think about it this much. I know we always talk about it of like, holy shit, like having children is a big deal in the sense that I can really influence their mind, their emotions. Like our trauma comes from our childhood. Yes. And I was just telling Maya offline, like when I see my niece and my nephews, like I just always want to be the kind of aunt that like reminds them that they're doing amazing, that they can do anything they want. Like, you want to be a fucking pop star? Fuck yeah. I am going to be your first fan. Right. You know what I mean? Like, just like letting them know that there's someone here who believes in you fully. And not to say that my sisters and, you know, my brother-in-laws or whatever, they don't. What I'm saying is that I just always want to make them feel like nothing is too big for you. Yeah. You know? Because, like, I needed that growing up. Yeah. And I just always want to do that for them. Mm-hmm. And I always want to make them feel safe enough to, like, feel any feeling around me. Yeah. I'm not going to judge you for having too big of a feeling. Right. And I feel like that gives very much, like, Aries, too. Mm-hmm. Which I will say my mom always did that for me. Mm. Like, she allowed me to express my feelings. And even though I was a little probably crazy, as we all are as teenagers. Yes. I was able to feel all my feelings around my mom. Yeah. And I just want every child to be able to do that, because when you're able to release as you feel and not feel judged, you can go on about your day. It's the kids that have parents that judge them so hard that feel the need to hide within themselves. And then when it's time for them to show up in the world, whether it's in school, career, relationships, they're scared to really indulge in their full power because the first people that they were supposed to feel safe around judged them. Yeah. Or ignored them, or didn't know how to handle all that. Yeah. Or told them to calm down. You know what I mean? And yeah, if I become a parent, I want to just always, like I said, I'm repeating myself, I want to create that safe space. Yeah. You are you. Yes, I am your parent, but you are an individual and you get to feel how you feel. Mm-hmm. And I hope you trust me enough where I can give you a reaction to what I see and tell you like how I would go about it, but also tell you that you can do it your own way. Yeah. You know? 100%.
No, I feel like it's hard. So many parents, they're like, well, this worked for me. I mean, so many people are like that. This worked for me, so it's going to work for you too. And that's just not the case, especially I feel like with your kids. You need to listen to them And I think that is not a good skill for, like, so many people.
Yeah, it's not good in their adult relationships.
Right.
It's sure as hell isn't going to be good in a relationship where they have control over that other person, which is a child and a parent dynamic.
Right. And something I feel like as I've gotten older, I've learned to, like, when I was younger, I did not understand it. And honestly, this is something I'm starting to understand, like, within the past, like, year or two, is, like, when people have emotional, like, blow-ups, like get really angry or they're really sad, like, honestly, that I take that as an honor. Like, I treasure those moments now. Even if you're mad at me, yelling at me, nasty with me, I treasure these moments because you felt safe enough to tell me how you were really feeling.
Yeah.
You were very raw, very honest in that moment.
Yeah.
And speaking from experience, I don't do that unless I'm comfortable around you.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
like,
it's
we
true.
really do blow up sometimes on the people we love and feel closest with, right?
Yeah.
So when I've experienced that now with people, I'm like, fuck, like, you actually felt really comfortable with me, and yes, this hurt me, but obviously you're hurting too. So
yeah.
I'm still trying to learn how to react better in those situations and give love rather than be defensive, because I'm just a defensive ass bitch. But I'm understanding and reflecting on all of these times of, like, I'm thankful for those people opening up to me and telling me how they were feeling in that moment.
Yeah.
You know, even though it was hard and like sometimes I was getting chewed out, I'm grateful for it still.
I live, laugh, love that.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't always me, but there's definitely been times where it's been me, and you are so right. Like, whenever you blow up on someone, or like you said, you just have like a rage fest or whatever, like you've reached your tipping point, you are essentially sharing like a really dark part of yourself with the other person. This is you at your ugliest, you know what I mean? And we should all be aware of like how often you do that, and do you need to work on yourself so you stop doing that so much?
Yeah.
But naturally, you are going to do that in life. Mm-hmm. Probably hasn't been my last time. Yours either. Oh. But it's a matter of like managing it, and then when you are doing it with someone that you trust, you're hoping that they know you enough and love you enough to know that this isn't you all the time. Mm-hmm. Something is really wrong. And we hope that we can, work through it together or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But I think that you actually should give yourself more credit, because even if you do get defensive, like you say, the amount of time it takes you to realize like, oh shit, this person was feeling a lot of heavy feelings, like, let me create a safe space for you. You have that locked down. Like, you're so good at that.
Oh, thank you.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And no one is gonna react well to someone blowing up on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Me
on both ends of giving it and receiving it. Because, like, when you're giving it, you're just like, I don't care who's around. But since it's you know what I mean? I feel comfortable around you. Or on the other side of like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then you realize like, oh, you're going through a lot, and if you care about someone is when you are choosing to view that as like this is just a situation where you have no control over yourself right now. I am seeing your triggered, traumatized inner child.
Yeah.
And how can I help you? Or do you need space?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, what needs to happen in this moment?
Because I think for people, sometimes I feel like they, depending on where the other person is at, they'll start fighting back. And now their inner child is fighting your inner child.
Yes.
And that's like the worst.
Yes.
That's the worst of the worst. Yes. So it's really good for one of you to be operating from a more logical place. But that doesn't always happen. Sometimes two people, whether partnership, relationship, family member, whatever, like, both of you guys are really triggered. And those are, like, the hardest times to, like, see the light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah. But it happens.
Yeah.
That's astrology, that's spirituality. The energies sometimes are heavy. The best is when one person is a little grounded.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like tying it back to, like, parent-child relationships, hopefully the parent is usually the one that can be grounded. Oh, God. You know what I mean? And that doesn't happen, That's where a lot of shitty situations happen in family dynamics, where one of the children isn't talking to the parents are not talking to the child anymore. Like there was a big
Yeah.
fight that happened. And in my head, I genuinely think the parent should always be the one that is a class act. You are older, you are wiser, you understand that they're going through shit in life. They don't have the maturity that you have. You know what I mean?
Right.
Give them some grace, is how I feel.
I so agree, but then I think it goes back to something we were talking about at the very, very beginning.
Oh gosh.
It's like,
did I just
some parents are not ready to fucking be parents.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So they almost resent it. They don't know how to do it themselves. You know, they can't physically rise to the occasion.
Yeah.
Some people
Yeah,
can. Right. They get a baby and they're like, "Oh my God, I love it so much." And not to say that these other people don't love their babies, but still,
not enough to love them, right?
Old habits die hard.
Yeah, they do. It's
you know,
true.
It's really, really hard to break something. And if this is how you were taught, you're kind of like, I'm surviving too. You are going to repeat some of the same things that your parents, probably traumatized you on.
They're passing it on, and that's on generational trauma.
Yes.
No one broke the goddamn curse.
Right.
Everyone is trying to survive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's tough and it's sad. A lot of, I feel like, people feel like they're the parent in their relationship, even though they are the child. Mm-hmm. And it sucks because it is true. You really cannot teach someone you cannot teach someone something that you haven't learned yourself.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people think with age comes wisdom, and it doesn't. And I think that's what it comes back to, our fear too. At least I can speak on myself. I want to be in the best place mentally, spiritually, emotionally. I want to be a god, like, floating through space. No, and then I'm like, I'm ready for kids now. That's not ever going to happen. And there's plenty of people that I'm sure got pregnant at 16 and are terrific parents who are emotionally available. You know what I mean? You just never know. You just never know. What I do know is I can speak on myself. And I personally feel like I'm not done growing, evolving, and I don't even know if I'm ready for a whole nother human.
Yeah, no.
To be taken care of. Sometimes I still lose my fucking keys.
You said earlier, like, it's not necessarily struggling to take care of yourself. I can admit, sometimes I still do struggle to take care of myself. I can't bring in someone else. And also, point two, I know I am selfish. I am not done being selfish. When I hear a dog bark sometimes,
I get irritated.
Not to relate it to a baby, but like also irritating, you know?
It's so irritating.
The fact that they say, "Oh, it's different with their baby."
Is it?
I don't know. I have depression, you know? Like, I know, I mean, I feel pretty confident that if I were to have a baby, I would have postpartum depression. Mm-hmm. And
it's a scary thing.
I'm fucking legit worried about, like, not potentially connecting with the baby because I'm like...
And that's a thing. And that's a freaking thing. I mean, besides all the shit you go through that could happen to you during childbirth.
If I don't motherfucking die.
Yeah, literally. I don't know how we're talking about this.
Especially me as a black woman.
Yeah, exactly. And black people are not taken seriously.
Right.
When they're in the ER or at the doctors. Like, people just do not care. I don't know if you guys know that, but it's crazy.
Maybe I should. I'll look it up.
You should.
Just so y'all know exactly what the facts is. It's, like, atrocious.
It's insane. It's blatant racism.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so, yes, this says that black women face 3 times the mortality rate than white women.
Mm-hmm. The risk of essentially dying.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I've read stories of literal black women going to the doctors and saying, I think this is what's wrong with me. Like, this is what, can you just check it for me? Mm-hmm. And not being taken seriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
As opposed to their white counterparts. Mm-hmm. Who will be given the medicine or the treatment or the specialist, like, right away.
Yes. It's this very racist thought that continues throughout medicine. And, I mean, it's kind of perpetuated throughout society that Black people are stronger, that we can take more, that we are more resilient.
Yeah.
That the pain isn't really affecting us when it is quite literally killing us.
It's disgusting, and it's also, it's insinuating that, white people are sensitive and the victims, and they're always telling the truth, know, whereas maybe Black people are not, and they're making it up, and you've already gone through so much. What do you mean that this is hurting?
Right.
That's the implication there.
Yes, it is. It 100%
and it's disgusting.
It 100% is. It's like, oh, strong Black women, you can do anything.
Oh, and it goes back to that microaggression of like, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I learned something really crazy the other day that really fucked me up, and I've been thinking about it a lot.
Boo, go.
I learned that, we got distracted by the cat.
Hi, kitty.
Who is now here. But I learned recently, and it absolutely fucked me up. Oh, God. Boo! He misses his mommy.
Or where are you going to sit? Are you going to sit there? Okay,
sit there?
That's fine.
Okay, cool. So, I learned recently, for the third time, that in some states, it was illegal for Black women not to work.
What?
And this goes back to slavery. Everything relates really back to slavery.
Of course, yeah.
And the fact that women were the most productive.
Yeah.
And it was mostly because they had incentive. Their children were being taken away from them. They were able to use that as threat. So that was a very good motive for women to work extra hard. But here's the extra fucked up thing. The men got promoted more on the plantation, which started to affect the male and female scales. Yeah. Which wasn't a case back in Africa originally. It was a female run mostly society. Mm-hmm. So that started.
The tribes were very much the matriarch.
Yes, it was very matriarchal.
Who holds most of the power.
Yes. So then it started to become patriarchal when the men started getting these opportunities even though they weren't working as hard.
What?
And so, yes, in some states, it was actually illegal for Black women not to work when they made slavery illegal. But, Black women had to have a job in some states.
That is insane.
Yeah, it really fucked me up. And it made me, my kind of motto for this year is to rest more and be more and rejuvenation, try and do more spa type things. I want to be trying to get more massages, just trying to release energy and a soft healing type of
You are on your soft girl journey.
Yes.
And I'm here for it.
Yes.
I'm so here for it.
Yeah.
I want you to take life less seriously.
Yes.
And honestly, when it comes to certain things, do the bare minimum and use the rest of your time to feed into the things that bring you joy.
Yes. I feel like sometimes
you deserve that.
My scales, my Libra.
Yeah.
My scales get imbalanced.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm rebalancing them to be the proper things because it's I think sometimes the things that don't really matter will start to take precedence for a lack of better terms.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And it's this isn't even really making me happy. So why am I putting so much time into it?
Right.
I should focus on the things that make me happy and put less into this because this will probably still be fine.
Honestly, you're so right. We should create a fucking circular chart and you have percentages of things based off of how much joy they bring you.
Yes.
And based off of how much joy they bring you, that's how much energy you pour into it.
Correct.
And a lot of people are probably but work is important. Fuck. Is the American dream.
That important?
I will always encourage people, if you're working a job where you don't have heart in it, do the bare minimum enough to get by. Yeah. You know what I mean? Unless you want a promotion, you want to grow the corporate ladder, I'm here for it. You do anything that makes you happy. From what I've seen recently, a lot of the American people are fed up with how the society is run and how much of their time is spent working at a company that feels like they don't give a fuck about you.
Continues to take
So I think
money.
A lot of people are understanding that, you know what? I need a job to survive. Correct. But they don't have to get all of me.
Yes.
And I feel like you are really in that era right now. And I love it.
I know.
I live, laugh, love it.
I live, laugh, love it too, because I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, there was a part of me that was like a little bit of a money chaser, and like, I want the monies.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Girl, you gonna get the monies.
Also,
You gonna get the monies, okay?
she needs more live, laugh, love in her life.
Yeah.
You know? And again, it's just like the mental stress sometimes. I feel like sometimes we build things up in our heads.
For sure.
Of like, oh my God, this is so important.
Yeah.
And it's like, is it really important? I'm like, yes, it is. But like,
Is it really? Yeah, I know. It reminds me of this thing my sister told me where it's like, before you start worrying so much about something, think about it. Is this thing going to be something you're going to think about in 5 years?
yes.
If not, you're probably thinking about it way too much.
I love when you told me that. It was honestly life-changing.
I know.
And when I'm really pissed sometimes and I'm like fucking about to go off on somebody like via text or something.
Yeah. Here for that.
You're like, you know.
Yeah. Trigger fingers.
Yes. I'm like, is this gonna matter? In 5 years, do I really need to do this?
No, for sure. And that's like very like, I feel like Sagittarius Mercury. You know what I mean?
It is.
Like, ooh, I got the fuse. And then it burns out. And you're like, maybe.
And then I'm like, okay, I have other things to worry about. I don't actually care.
Literally.
Yeah, and sometimes that's a good thing, and then sometimes that's a bad thing too.
Yeah. For sure.
Because sometimes it's like too forgetful, and then I get burned again, and then I'm like, bitch.
No. Yeah. Totally. And I agree. Like, when I learned that advice, and it was during college, so it was really life-changing for me, and I still think about it sometimes. And sometimes I be in that situation, and I think about it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, would this matter? Should I say this?
Yeah.
Like, you know? And sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not going to think about this in 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I still want to say it, though. I still want to say it, though.
Sometimes you do.
Because sometimes you just need to let people know.
Yeah, no, 100%.
If this isn't your first time listening, I need to put this on a shirt, you know? My motto is, sometimes you just gotta let people know what you're made of. You know what I mean? And taking the high road and being, you know what I mean?
Killing them with kindness.
Cute. They're probably gonna spin around the block and be like, this person was a pussy last time.
Yeah.
I want to go around and get a little power trip because I know how much they don't love themselves and how much they don't stand up for themselves. And I don't ever want someone to think that.
Yeah, no.
Ever.
There's danger in that.
Never, ever.
I can't remember the saying right now, but it's really powerful. Essentially, it's like, if you, like, don't speak up in, like, times that are, like, against you, they're gonna kill you and say you liked it. They're gonna fucking lie on your name and say you liked it.
Oh,
so you better
God.
say how you feel with your whole chest.
No, seriously.
Especially if it matters to you, for sure.
My thing is, with people that you have been around for a while, they probably know you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What matters is the people that for the first time ever, they're trying you. You know what I mean? That is when the biggest impact shall be made.
They need to know you.
No, for sure. Because you're like, okay, I can tell you're new here, and you thought you knew me. Haven't had to do this in a long time, but welcome to the fucking show, baby.
You're like, oh shit, let's bring it back.
literally. Whereas like with people that know you, like you don't got to do all that all the time.
Yeah,
like tone it back, give them grace, assume that it's miscommunication. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's people you know.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's people you know, and suddenly you're setting a new boundary.
Yeah.
And they don't like that.
Uh-huh.
You know, that's when it can also be a situation.
Yeah.
Because usually you always used to take it. You used to take that fucking beating.
Yeah.
Emotional abuse or whatever, verbal abuse. But now you have learned to love yourself more and you want to stand up for yourself more. And the first time you do that, they're going to be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And you got to stay strong and continue to do it. Even though they're used to you being a little pussy bitch.
They'll get used to it.
Shit's changing now.
Right.
It's Aries season, baby. They're going to take you super seriously. Especially if you do that dance.
Yeah, I'd be like, damn, if you give them the guns.
Make your voice like that, yeah. I'm actually freaking crying.
Oh my God.
Okay, I feel like we need to talk to the people about truly like one of the best things that I have done for you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Most recently? Yeah.
No, seriously. Like,
okay, so.
Actually, it's insane.
It is insane. Honestly, it's a revolution. First, let's start off with the revolution because I feel like we're reading more, y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been reading more, I feel like, the past few years,
Yeah.
like, in general. But,
I mean, once I got my Kindle, you know it was a wrap for me.
yeah, for sure. And I just feel like I'm ready for a reading revolution. And
that's exactly what's happening.
it is exactly
So what happened is, what happened was, let's bring it back. As you guys know, you have a best friend, right? And if you don't, we're your best friends.
Yes.
Usually, or your boyfriend, or whatever, your sister, brother. Whenever you hear new music or a new show or a new movie, whatever, like, more than anything, the people you fuck with, you want them to watch it too, listen to it too. Like, you want the people you fuck with to have an honest conversation with you about the shit you love, right?
Yes.
So that's why it's more fun when you guys watch the same shows or listen to the same music, blah, 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 blah. Me and Maya, throughout our friendship, always giving each other show recs, music recs, whatever.
All the recs.
All the recs. And, you know, sometimes, you know, your friends be giving you recs or whatever, and you're like, sometimes you do watch. Sometimes you're like, it got lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
I literally sat Maya down. So, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, anyway, I finished ACOTAR, which is A Court of Thorn and Roses, which is this huge series that, like, blew up on TikTok. Sarah J. Maas is this author that has created these amazing fantasy/romance novels and series. She has 3 of them, and it's been blowing up on TikTok. So much so that this ACOTAR series, there's going to be a show about it.
It's going to be a show?
It's going to be a show.
Oh.
Yeah. Hulu is supposed to do it. I want HBO because I think they have a better budget and, you know, more better than PG-13 shit. Anyway, it's huge, and I love this series. You ask anyone, they'll probably know about it. If you don't already, you're living under a rock. And I breezed through it, and then I slowly would talk to Maya about, like, certain things because I loved it so much, and my boyfriend, obviously. But I had a serious sit down. Like, I'm talking mob wives with Maya, where I'm like, listen,
look at me.
Look, I'm the captain now. This is what you're going to have time for.
Right.
No,
this is what you must do.
I looked at her and I'm like, listen, I know I'm like, watch this show, da-da-da-da-da. And we listen to each other, but sometimes we don't. With this thing, I need you to listen up. All right, soldier? You know what I mean? Like, I need you to read these books. And she was like, what is it about? I give her, like, a little synopsis, and I'm like, just trust me. Yeah. Do you trust me? Listen to me, Rachel.
And she gave me a good vibe. I feel like you gave me a good vibe.
Yeah, I did.
I love Twilight as a teenager.
Same.
And she was like, it's giving Twilight. It's giving Harry Potter. It's giving, like, just all of my favorite fantasy novels.
Like, fantasy, magic, humans, a world that has both.
Yeah.
Someone gets taken, like, shit, like, prophecies, shit pops off.
Yeah.
And I told her, I'm like, if you can get through the first half of this first book, the way you will be in a chokehold for the rest of your life. Not to be dramatic. And she's like, okay.
She said, you will now enter the cult.
No, literally. Welcome to the cult. I've always wanted to be a leader.
Welcome,
welcome, everybody. Where's your books at?
Raise them up.
So finally, you got the first book.
Yes.
But I also remember before even I started this series, I told you about another book to read. And I remember you asked me, you were like, okay, but you told me to get that other book. Should I start the series or the book? I'm like, the way I want you to even forget about the other book. Well, like, I want you to read it, but you ain't gonna have time for a minute. That could be a cute summer thing,
but, like, you need to start on this one immediately.
Because you guys, selfishly, like, I'm dying. I'm thirsting. Like, all I have is my TikTok friends and, like, the shit on my fucking FYP.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, we're all, like, giggling and having discourse on there. And I'm like, to have someone like that in real life, a tangible person.
Yes.
That I can, like,
need for information.
Literally, like, I'm dying. And I'll be there with my man, and he's just like, he thinks it's so cute how passionate I am about it now. Yeah. But there's only so much he can give me back. And I tried to get him to read it, but he's like, but is it more like romance or like that? I'm like, okay, fine, it's more romance than fantasy, but like there's other men and like TikTok husbands that read it.
Right.
But it's just...
You're like, do it.
Yeah, I feel like he's not going to do it. It's fine.
For sure. I get it.
I mean, now that I have you, I don't care.
Who cares?
You are my number one
I'm
choice.
better.
Anyway, that was the setup. So you get the first book.
Yes. No, well, obviously I can't say any spoilers because everyone has to read it.
But it was like, at first you were taking a while to get through the first half.
It was.
A little bit.
It was.
And it is slow, I agree.
Well, also, I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't even because I didn't like it. I feel like I'm still having...
Part of your soul was about to be taken.
Yes. Because, listen, when I got to that last 100 pages... 150, I was like...
Honestly, I also heard that apparently this author, Sarah J. She has my name, you know, obviously. Sarah.
But hers is
apparently
with an H.
her thing, which means she's white. She's not Sarah.
Yeah.
Anyway. Apparently her thing is that she's known for, like, the last 100 pages. The shit gets crazy.
Okay.
Like, that's her, like, trope. That's her thing.
Okay.
So, gosh.
Noted.
I will say this. Second book. The whole way through, I am at the edge of my seat.
I'm really excited.
So, if you haven't read ACOTAR, A Court of Thorns and Roses, read it.
That's the first
That's the name of the first book.
in that series, right?
But the series is called A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Yeah.
We call it short ACOTAR. ACOTAR.
The people who are already in the cult.
They're like, stop saying ACOTAR. We know what it means.
Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, no, literally.
If you know, you know.
So, yeah, she's been sending me texts here and there. The way these texts, you texting, like, I don't even care about how your day is going. When you send me a text, I'm like, she better be telling me how the book is going.
My random text, like, we may be talking about something completely else, and I just, like, start with that, and I'm like, okay, yeah, by the way. Like, I guess I need to respond to the other things, but I just kind of want to talk to you about the book right now.
I'm so okay with that. You have no idea.
Well, because, like, I will want to give, like, a thoughtful response, like, via text sometimes,
Fucking
you know?
Go off,
but then,
bitch.
like, I'm
Write
reading the book, and then I'm like, oh my god, I need to say this.
No, seriously.
I'm like, I felt this. This I'm feeling.
Today, she was like, oh, like, I just feel like I don't want to, like, do too much. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I need you to fucking give me a chapter by chapter analysis with this new book. She's like, really? I'm like, yes. And it reminded me of that TikTok with that mom. She's like, send it to me, Rachel. Show it to me, please.
Jesus was seen.
Where, Rachel?
Oh my god.
Show me to me, please. Send it to me, Rachel.
It was literally seen in Ohio.
Please send it to me.
Like, that's how much I'm thirsting for you to fucking... I feel like I'm living it through you. And I gave her that analogy of, like, Maya, we didn't know each other in the 8th grade when Twilight came out. This is our chance of that kind of bond in our friendship. And so you need to fucking talk to me about it. And she understood the assignment then.
Yes, I was like, okay, I'm signed on. Yes, boss. Like, I'm sold. I'm in it because the way I was texting my little friends about Twilight back in the day.
Exactly.
Well, actually, I didn't have text. I had to call them, but we would talk.
I saw it in the theaters 3 times
for hours. Yeah.
It was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I still watch it now. I don't care if the acting's bad. That shit is
same.
life. That shit is life. I proudly.
It's a special.
Where have you been, Loca?
You know?
Here since
Iconic
2008.
Lines. Been here. I ain't new to this. I'm true to
No,
this.
Seriously.
Yes.
So that's what's happening.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm reliving my fantasy through my best friend. Like,
Joy.
if I could sit in a corner of the room and watch you read it.
No, you guys.
I literally would.
There was a point today when we were talking about the book, like, having a full download. And I'm driving, like, while we're talking, but I have a moment to, like, we're at a red light, and I, like, look at her. And the way her precious little baby face is looking at me with, like, her hands, like, you love it? Like, it reminded me kind of, you know, like, the mouse that's being tucked in with its big ears. And it's like, tell me more.
Literally.
It was,
I feel so much joy.
It was pure joy on your face. And I loved it. And it
that's
proves
happy
what
makes
you were
me.
saying. Like, yeah, you could. I feel like you could just sit in the corner and
No,
be like,
no, literally.
and what'd you
Literally.
think?
When I go on tangents about my books to my boyfriend, my most recent one, he was just smiling while I was after my Gemini moon rant, and I'm like, "What's so fucking funny?" He's like, "You're just so cute. You're so passionate about this." And I'm like, "You have no idea just how passionate I am. You have no idea."
I feel like I'm actually holding it in right now.
I'm being calm right now.
You have no idea what's happening between me and these pages.
No, literally, like I'm in it. I'm a character in this book.
Right. What character would you want to be?
I can't tell you that until you read all of it.
Fuck. Okay, fine.
Because we need to have like a discourse, like, you know.
Okay.
And I told her the best part about this series is that it's not done yet. Like,
yeah,
she just said that the next book is coming out in 2025 for this specific series. So, like, there's something so fun about that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah. The universe.
And
looks odd.
I was telling you, she had like a meeting. There was like sites of her having lunch with Margot Robbie, and she has her own production company. Like, that would be such a vibe. The author.
I'm here for this.
Right.
Female power.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
You know, like that's
Yeah.
like
seriously
beautifulness.
It's so beautiful, and I just genuinely feel like I'm so into reading again, and I'm so happy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a book revolution, y'all.
You
Get
guys
on the book revolution wave.
Yeah, like do
Like,
it.
I'm telling you,
Since I got my Kindle, you guys,
you won't regret it.
which is I got it in June of last year.
Mm-hmm.
I have read 24 books.
Yes.
Like, I haven't done that
Yes.
ever, actually. But like the
Yeah.
closest I was like in middle school when I was
Mhm.
reading during the summer or whatever. It's insane. I love it. I live, laugh, love it.
Yeah. No, I'm here for it.
too.
Similarly, I used to love to read when I
Yeah.
was like middle school, high school. In college, when I feel like it became like a requirement, it
Yeah.
became less fun. I just stopped
Mhm.
reading for like joy,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, for
but
sure.
now I'm like looking for that again. Sometimes like my TV shows, sometimes your show just like isn't doing it.
Yeah.
Or like, you're sitting with someone and you're like, oh, I don't really like the show. I'm gonna just go ahead and read my book.
Yeah. No, it's so nice. Like, Miguel had like the Giants game on,
Yeah.
and I love that for him.
Yeah.
And I like seeing them like, hit a home run.
Yeah.
But I don't want to sit there and watch it. And he's like so sweet. And he's just like, baby, I don't care if you're reading next to me. Like, that's fine. And
Yeah.
I'm like, good, because my mind is here.
You're like, I'm into it.
And then like he'll see my live reactions. I'll be like, he's like, what happened? And I'm like, okay, so this person was like,
I love it.
it's so good.
I love it.
So that is our recommendation to you.
Yes.
Even if you're a man, you're like, do I want to read about fairies? Do you want your life to change?
Yes.
You do.
You
Are you
do.
sick of this world and you want to go to another?
Yes. You do. And you
You
want to go to
must-
this one.
Yeah, you want to go. Trust me.
Join us.
Trust me. Join us. Join
Join
us.
us.
Say yes. Do it. Say it.
Do it. You're going to put a picture of the book, right? So
No,
we know
no.
which one to start with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll put all of them in order for you,
Yes.
just to make it easy.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have a really fun topic.
Okay.
So someone asked ChatGPT to respond to their friend's ex's apology.
Oh, okay.
So their friend's ex apologized to them, and they did their friend a favor and went on ChatGPT to be like, what should I respond?
Yeah.
What should this person respond? And this person is, the page it came from is called Today You're Years Old. Today You're Years Old. Anyway, ChatGPT said, this is what you should respond.
Okay.
Thanks for the message. Your sudden epiphany is cute, but I'm not here to hand out gold stars for belated realizations. I'm busy rebuilding what you broke. So while you're on your therapy journey, I'll be over here living my best life since your drama. Cheers to growth, but don't hold your breath for my forgiveness.
What?
So my question is, what is ChatGPT's sign?
Bruh. That was
The way
fucking
it ate
savage.
them up.
8. No remorse.
No crumbs. Thank you for this cute little apology. I'll hold my breath for a real change of behavior. That's crazy. Can I use that?
For real, I'm like, there were some bars in there.
No,
Can I
seriously,
take that?
Can I take that?
I even like the cheers to growth.
It's sassy.
It's sassy. But don't hold your breath for my forgiveness.
I don't know. Like, I was thinking like Virgo, but also it's giving fire sign, but it's also giving Scorpio.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't ever forgiven you.
Right.
It's hard. What do you guys think?
Oh my God.
Thank you for the message.
I could also get a little sassy Gemini.
Oh yeah, like they're being cute. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, I could see that. But Gemini,
also all the
Gemini
ones
wouldn't
you
even
said.
reply. Like Gemini's like, we're good. What you talking about?
Yeah.
Like Gemini's already forgotten about you.
Yeah.
And they have 100 text messages. They're gonna be like, which one of my exes is this?
True. But it's an ex. Like, they dated.
Yeah.
If a Gemini dated you,
What? Like that number's low?
well, like, I took it as, like, that's your real boyfriend. Like, yes, they'll date anybody.
It's the
But
one
that's
that really.
stuck around, you know? Like, they kind of had you, so, like, Gemini's pissed.
The one that made the clown feel like.
Yes. Because there
The
is...
clown that got clowned.
Yes, because there's some
A
wordsmithing
Gemini
here.
story. The clown that got clowned.
The sadness.
No, seriously.
They would be mad.
This is a good, like, really good, like, I can't even call it passive aggressive.
Yeah.
Because they really are saying some truthful shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's aggressive,
Yeah.
but not in a way where it's like, fuck you, you bum bitch. I never fuck with you. I
Right.
don't need your apology. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's insane.
It
honestly.
is insane.
It's really good.
Yeah, I like it
I
a lot.
really liked it. I would like to see his or her response to this.
Right.
The ex. Imagine you're like, I'm so sorry. I finally learned everything I need to learn. I know where I fucked up.
Right.
I know what I did wrong. You know?
Yeah.
And then you get this text back. The way I would cry.
I would be like, wow, I'll make sure to delete your number.
No, literally. My favorite part is, but I'm not here to hand out gold stars for belated realizations.
Oh my, no, actually though, I'm trying to look up when ChatGPT was
Oh yeah, you should.
released
should.
so we can see
Yeah.
when their
Yeah.
birthday is.
Exactly. When
You
was
know?
it created? It's a Sag,
Hello, Sagittarius.
but it's November 30th.
So it's
It
a
may
little,
have some
it has
Scorpio
some
in that
custom-
chart.
it could be
Wait, actually,
custom.
let's look up its chart right now. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is so fun.
So
Because
fun.
everyone was scared of ChatGPT, but it has so much power.
I know.
You know, and it's easy to use. You know, it's for the dummies. You know,
It's true.
it does the hard work.
It's true. It's true.
Okay, are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
ChatGPT's birth chart. There's no
oh.
Scorpio.
Whoa. Whoa, that's
Wait,
a
you were-
lot of mutable energy.
It's completely mutable. But look at that. Mars and Gemini.
oh,
like you said.
shit.
Sagittarius Sun, Pisces Moon, Mercury in Sag, Venus in Sag. Oh my god.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, honestly, I kind of like that though. Okay,
Yeah.
it being Sagittarius because
Saturn in
sky's
Aquarius.
sky's the limit.
Yeah.
like
Knowledge.
Who knows knowledge? Duh.
Knowledge.
Adar. Yeah, all of it. I love it. You know,
I love it
working
too.
smarter, not harder.
Also, Mars in Gemini is mental.
yeah,
When you're fighting mentally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Being
Uh-huh.
mentally agile.
right.
Also,
And
the hands.
Witty, witty, quick with it.
Let me just go to ChatGPT.
Right.
Wait,
the
that's
way
actually.
ChatGPT be
I love that.
running that shit out. But if you trying to put feeling in there, there was heart in that message.
I know.
Hi, Pisces.
Hi, Pisces. No, for real. You're so right.
Zing.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Actually, that's really funny.
Wow.
I just want to go to ChatGPT and talk to it.
Sagittarius. Wow. Oh my god.
know. I'm gonna make ChatGPT my therapist. Like, so it started when I was 5, and they did this. Now I'm 29, and I've been feeling like this. What should I do on my growth journey to evolve?
ChatGPT may have some good shit.
You never know.
Fuck.
Why get better help when you can go to ChatGPT?
Maybe better than, I'm sorry, some of your friends and your, like, family members out here telling you shit.
Honestly. No, and it's a crazy world that we're telling you a robot is going to have better answers for you. Sometimes I feel like you not doing anything is better than you getting advice from certain people.
Yeah, actually.
I'm just going to put that out there.
Actually. I feel like ChatGPT is like a cute little starting place.
Is
You
it?
know what I mean?
It's a good little scientific experiment.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it too.
I like it. I think
I like
it's
it.
fun.
It's nice.
Mhm.
It's fun. Love it.
Wow.
Imagine like in a world where like 5-10 years from now, everyone gets to have their own ChatGPT. Like it's connected to you almost like a Siri. And you get to like have these like dialogues with it. And
Oh
it
my
slowly
God.
starts to understand you, know where you come from, your personality.
That's crazy.
Turn it into a Black Mirror episode.
Oh my God, yeah.
But give me credit.
Right. What if
Right?
they
That would be crazy.
What if they become sentient and they're like, I don't know if I used that word
Yeah.
correctly.
Yeah.
But they're like, Maya, I want your life.
No, seriously.
You know, like they
no,
try
for
and
sure.
take they're
And
like, I can do
the
it
dark
better
side
than
of it.
you.
That's the dark side of it.
Yeah.
Like, do you need a break? You've been really, really tired lately. All you have to do is take that chip out of your computer and put it in your brain. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know they're already like trying
Seriously.
to patent that
No,
stuff.
they probably are.
Freaking
They're
Elon
gonna-
Musk has
Chat GP me.
No, but like actually because everything like everybody's trying to get like a virtual like an AI thing,
Yeah.
some type of chatbot, like everything.
Yeah,
Everybody's
I know.
trying to get it. ChatGPT me, my personal assistant. You know me better than me. Who knows me better than me? That's the slogan.
Yeah.
ChatGPT me.
And then, like, they could, like, spell it like AI assistant.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is wild what is happening. Like I know I've said it
know.
a couple of times on the podcast, but like I feel like because I don't even think we ever talked about freaking Princess Kate and how
Okay,
I
that
think
shit-
that she is disappeared.
Well, did you not hear what happened? She came back.
Well, yeah, she said that she has cancer. But
was
that video
crazy.
looks sus.
I know. Like,
Why
did they
was she
did
only
they
in
use-
it?
Also, yeah, where is your man? I thought about that too. I'm like, if this princess is giving this speech, very serious speech about her health and where she's been the past few months,
Yeah.
how is her man not sitting right by her? How are they not addressing the world together?
Yes.
And he was like seen like doing other social shit when that was like, I mean, we already
Why
know we
wouldn't
hate
you?
him.
Right.
Just at least try.
You couldn't, after all the speculations, and there was so much speculations across the world to the point that they felt like they had to release something. You couldn't be there for 5 minutes to film this video with
No,
the
it's
woman who you
really
say
weird.
you love.
It's really
And
weird.
even in the video, she
He
says
doesn't love
like
her. He's cheating on her.
he's you know, he's supporting me or whatever, like. And I'm like, okay, well,
Actions
he's not
speak louder than words.
here. And it was just freaky to me because I've seen so much AI stuff that's
Oh
like
yeah,
really, really good now.
Deepfakes are at their highest.
Yes.
That's why I'm so happy that Taylor Swift did that case where it's like she,
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
uh-huh,
Where she
with
went
her.
after
Yeah,
the
yeah,
people
yeah.
that created those deepfakes
Mhm.
about her, and she's such a big name, and I feel like it
Yeah.
sets the precedent.
For sure.
But even back to the Kate stuff, before she had that video, they put out a picture of her, and it turned out it was an edited
it was
picture.
photoshopped.
Like,
yeah.
are you guys dumb?
Right. Like, you think people aren't gonna freaking be combing
Also,
through that?
they didn't even freaking hire an actual person that could do it right. Someone went on Microsoft Paint.
Right.
Like, what? Like, you are a whole ass fucking country.
And no, I just think it wasn't even someone on that. It was someone freaking on, like, the AI, and the little AI messed up, and she ain't even here no more.
Dude, honestly,
And suddenly she
from
just-
what they fucking their
I mean, I
past
hope
when
she's
it
well,
comes
but-
to Princess Diana, and I'm sorry,
Mhm.
I believe there was fucking foul play in her murder.
Mm-hmm.
That was no accident.
Mm-mm. No.
So I feel like history might be repeating itself, and it's just, I just hope she's okay. All right, you guys. Thank you for kicking it with us. We hope that you guys are thriving after this eclipse
Yes.
season.
It was a lot of energy.
It was a lot of energy.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's been wild.
Yeah.
But I hope that you guys are finally feeling like a little bit more grounded and a little bit more at ease, so you can actually get some restful sleep that isn't eclipse sleep, which is the absolute worst.
No, actually.
So, yes.
The worst.
If you're listening, don't forget to leave us a review on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Like, more than anything, that helps us out so much. It shows that people are watching and they care and they like it.
Yeah.
If you're watching on YouTube, hello. You should watch if you only listen, because I think our facial expressions are
They just
add to it. You know what I mean? This is a theater.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Come to the theater. So if you're watching, like the video, subscribe, comment about any of the topics we talked about, and we will see your beautiful faces next week.
Yes. Bye.